So I may be starting a Patreon soon where I can really talk about the subjects that I want without the restrictions of YouTube because there's things going on in the world that I really want to break down, but I can't really break it down with YouTube's, rules and regulations and guidelines. So I'm going to be starting a Patreon pretty soon where I can make videos that actually teach esoteric history, knowledge, wisdom, and then accumulation and retention of it over the years and break down different, Illuminati families, break down the correlation to the banking system, how the Federal Reserve was created and integrated into the systems, how the last 100 years has been a dumbing down of the population. And also, I want to talk about my bot videos. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be like, there's so many girls online now that I would have been making so many videos on if I could. But if I'm on Patreon, I'll be able to make those videos, without any restrictions, without any complications. I can break down female nature and their lies. So yeah, let me know if you guys are interested in that. I'm going to be starting a Patreon. Now, recently my friend lost his life. He took his own life, and he was in the United States Army. And I think that messed him up because he would always tell me about, well, see, I can't even talk about the deep details, but I'll just say this. My friend was in the United States Army. I'm not going to say a rank or anything like that. I'll just leave it vague like that. He was in the United States Army, and he has or had engaged in combat with individuals, and he's sent people to the netherworld. And we talked about that, and we had discussions about that. And it's interesting to see a soldier's mind. Like in my family, bro, I come from a military and police family pretty much. Like most people in my family are in the military, the Navy, Air Force, or um, the police. It's just literally that's pretty much my breeding stock, both on my mom's side and my dad's side. You know, um, my grandfather was a naval commander, and I think I showed you guys this in my other channel where I showed you my grandfather's badges, um, all of his Navy accommodations and all that when he served the United States Navy. You know, I got people in my family that are Marine snipers. Seriously, seriously. You know, and then there's me, somebody that wanted to be a rich and famous rap superstar. That's what I wanted. I don't break no bones about it. You know, I wanted the women, I wanted the cars, I wanted the mansion, I wanted the fame, the fortune, the glory. This is what I dreamed of. This is what I always wanted. And it's interesting for me now to talk and people listen to me speak. I think that's so interesting because in a way it's like I'm rapping, but I'm not, right? But today, let me get into the main subject. That was just a little introduction. Today, I want to talk about keeping your mental health and how important and essential it is for your mental health for guys like us in this position. You see, a lot of us in this position, you know, you may still live with your parents. You may still not have a car, even your driver's license or whatever. You could be in a very messed up position. Let me tell you what helped me survive in these streets of sci-fi Stalingrad. Always have a vision or a goal. I don't care if it's impossible. Even at my age, I still think I'm going to make it and be a rich and famous rap superstar one day, even though there's no inclination of that happening. I don't know nobody in the industry. I'm not connected. But in my heart of hearts, I still believe I can do it. And I'll never give that up because the second I give that up, then unfortunately, I may be joining my friend, you know? So let me tell you something. When you wake up in the morning, you hear your mom and dad arguing, then it gets quiet, and then they start whispering about you and saying, how come you don't have a job? Or even if you work a job, your family members still talking crap about you. I want you to block all that out. Block it out. Don't you take their negative energetic manifestational frequency and inherit it. That's exactly what the archons want. And never play tit for tat for people. You see, the universe has a way. I don't believe in karma, but the universe has a way. The universe, whoever, it may use people to attack you, but if those people keep stepping overboard, it's going to backfire on them in a major way. It doesn't happen all the time, but for certain people in the universe, it's like when people attack them, there's immediate repercussions. But then there's guys like us where we get attacked all the time and there's nothing there for us, right? Unless the demiurge just want to, play a little game to lower our guards. So somebody attacks us, they get in trouble, and then we think, okay, life is good. That person got their just due. They got their comeuppance. Then the next thing you know, your car tire breaks down or something like that, or somebody in your family gets some type of rare form of brain cancer or something weird like that comes on. And then you're like, damn, why when something good happens, something bad happens, right? So basically what I'm saying is this. Try your best to block all that negativity out. Focus on something that can actually build your confidence, something that you can look at. You don't got to tell nobody your business. Like the reason why I told people about my life is because I have a YouTube channel which people, respect. And the only way for me to even get people to understand my life and what I'm really going through is for me to be as personal and as real and relatable as possible. Just tell the truth. Just talk about my life unfiltered. And that led to unnecessary complications and these weirdos and these online internet toxic subgroups who they just go online and jerk each other off and talk about the same person. And it's just weirdos. They sit there, look at a grown man they don't know, and they just make up stories, and they try to paint you in a picture. They try to create you into some type of character. They try to make lore around your life. It's weird. It's like, you guys are pathetic. You will never have a wife in your life, and you don't even have a talent. So what are you going to do? Troll for the rest of your life? Some people are just a waste of space, it seems. Number two, so we got number one, block out all that negativity and have a positive goal in mind. Have something that you truly believe. So something that raises your confidence, like writing. Let's say you like to write. Write, work on your music, work on your art. Do something that you don't have to tell everybody about, but just focus on it yourself. Work on that, and then each and every day, make sure you do it. You don't have to do everything. I want you to do a little bit. And then slowly but surely, your mind's it's going to gravitate towards that. Me, it was YouTube. That's what got me through it, making my videos and whatever. That's why I make so many videos. I make videos because if I don't, there could be a Black ER situation. So that's why I make videos. I take that negative energy and then I transmute it into positive energy. Now, number two, stay away from anybody that doesn't really think like you or believe like you or have the same type of perception on life like you. You see, blood and oil don't mix. Water and oil don't mix. So somebody around you, if you're telling them that this life is about looks, you can try your hardest and still fail, and then looking at you like they look at an alien or look at some being from a spaceship from outer space, that person is not somebody who's going to agree with you. If people disagree with you, even if you're speaking the truth, you don't want to associate yourself with those people because all they're going to do is try to make arguments against you, formulate plots and plans against you. You don't want to put up with that nonsense or that crap. So stay away from people that don't see the world that the way you see it, right? Number three, and this is something I'm getting back into. I'm kind of getting, back into boxing or whatever. I don't know if people even know this, but I kind of used to do a little boxing in my younger days. I don't think people know this, but I used to do a little boxing or whatever. I'm getting back into that. I'm getting back into lifting weights, going to the gym, and I'm trying to just build myself up and get bulkier. I weigh about 267 right now. I weigh about 267. I just did my measurements not too long ago. I'm about 5'8", 267 pounds. And I'm trying to just cut away this fat and build some just pure muscle, right? And so I'm kind of trying to change my diet, but I want to eat like King Henry VIII. You know what I mean? I want to eat like a king of Rome or a king of England. I want to eat like a Tudor king. I don't want to, eat like, somebody starving on the streets, even though, hell, yeah, I'm not that far removed from that. I basically am that. I just, you know what I mean? That leads to number three, treat yourself. Treat yourself, please. Whenever you get a little extra money or you get a little extra something, get your favorite food, buy your favorite video game. You go on Instagram, you see your favorite Instagram model. She got that big old fat behind and that thong. You know what I mean? You get your lotion. You get you get whatever you need, bro. Take your little bowl hit, take a little sip of that drink, and you wank off and you go to town, Just do whatever makes you happy, bruh. You see a beautiful girl on Instagram, it's like, yeah, I can't have her anyway, so fuck, I'm gonna just wink to that bikini picture and just, get your business done, because after that, your mind get right? You bust, you're like, phew, that felt good, you know what I mean? And then you go back, okay, well, that's another beautiful girl, then your libido gets back on, just do whatever makes you happy. Whatever that is. And that doesn't even have to be, well, for most of us, it's sexual alleviation that makes us happy, right? But play your favorite video game, reward yourself, treat yourself. You deserve to be happy. You deserve it. You don't deserve to be miserable your whole entire life. You deserve some bit of happiness. Even if it comes from adult explicit materials, even if it comes from artificial things like having like a fleshlight or having something like that, even if it comes from things of that nature, treat yourself. Okay. Number four, cut off family members who absolutely hate and despise you. A lot of us have family members that don't care about us at all. They hate us, they talk about us, but they're always spying and watching and listening on us, trying to get information about us, thinking they know us. They don't know a damn thing. They sit there, they send their friends and their friends' girlfriends, they watch your channel, they spy, they take notes, they try to, you know what I mean? Just weird. It's like, if I don't mess with you in real life, like if in real life I don't talk to you face to face, you know, and I don't even like you, why the hell are you on my channel? That goes for strangers too. If you're somebody that doesn't like Black Pill Villain or doesn't like Axion Portal, whatever people want to call me, I don't go by Black Pill Villain publicly no more, but a few people that I know, I allow them to call me that because these are people I knew before when I had the channel for real, for real. And then there's a lot of nefarious forces that would take that name, Black Pill Villain, and try to turn me and paint me into something that I'm not. All I ever did was speak truth. I haven't told no lies. I haven't told no bull crap. I told the truth and I paid for it. If I was lying, I never would have got doxxed. Right? There you go. Now, what was that, number 4 or 5? Whatever. Fuck, I'm just going to say 5. And I'm just freestyling this off the top of my head, so I may fucking forget. So 4 or 5, whatever the fuck. I think it's 5. So number 5, make sure you find a hobby. Well, more than a hobby. Make sure you try to find something like, this is what I want you to do. Listen carefully, guys. Young men, this is for young men especially, even older guys, but listen. I'm about to say is important. Listen carefully. I want you to late at night, when nobody's around, you know, when your parents sleeping, if you live with your parents or if you're in a roommates or you're at a college dorm, wherever the hell you at, when it's quiet and you're alone, I want you to think to yourself, what would I do if I had $1 million, I had everything I ever wanted? What would I be doing as a hobby? And what would I be doing that brings me joy when I have everything in the world? Think that. You know, what would I do if I had everything I ever imagined? I had the girls, the cars, the boat, the yacht, whatever it is you dream of, whatever it is. Think about what you would be doing. So if you didn't have a 9-to-5 job and whatever that is, so basically, so picture this: you're alone. It's nights, 2:30 in the morning. You're thinking about, okay, if I had all my problems solved, what would I be doing? And if it's like, oh, I'll be a video game designer, or maybe I'll design a new video game engine that's better than Unreal 5, that crap, you know, or better than anything like that. Maybe I'll make a new anime. Maybe I'll work on a new cartoon. If that's what your brain is, if that's what your brain comes up with, then that's probably some of your soul goal. Probably not the totality of it, but that's something that your soul really wants. Whenever, especially when money's not involved, this is something that you have a natural inclination and propensity to. I want to encourage you. Don't you give up on your dreams. Are you crazy? That's all you have. When you're a guy like us, you have to have some type of special talent to stand out. So if you have a talent, even if it's watching anime and breaking it down, make a YouTube channel. You ain't got to be like me and talk about your life on the internet for these random strangers to try to dox you, right? You don't have to do that. I only did that because I was going crazy in my room, going crazy in real life. And I never thought people would care about me that much to do all that crazy crap. I didn't think people would do all this crazy crap because I didn't think I was important. But my voice must have been way more powerful than I ever could have imagined and believed, which is crazy to me. I hope it goes that way with music so I can get famous and rich. Now, so whatever it is in your mind when you're all alone at night, think about, what would I really be doing if I didn't have a 9-to-5 job? What would bring me joy and happiness? What are my hobbies? And whatever comes to your mind, go for it. Even if you have that 9-to-5, get your money, do your job, do your work, but make sure you're working on an exit plan. Invest in artificial intelligence, invest in robotics, invest in something that can bring money, invest in a freaking whatever it is. Invest in something that can bring money for the future. That's the smartest way. To get rich, you need multiple assets that appreciate in value. You need ownership. Going to the 9-to-5 every day leads to poverty. It does. And all these people that they think they're so cool because they may drive a truck or something. If I made it as a rap star, I'll blow you out the water, boy. You know, I'm greater and better than you in every way. You know, yeah, that's a diss to you know who. You know. But enough of that, because I don't do no internet beefing. I'd rather see you in real life if you want to beef with me than in this internet game. You can't hide behind that screen and say, I didn't do it. I didn't dox him. I didn't do it. And laugh and make these little jokes. In real life, you wouldn't be joking. You're just doing that now because you're safe behind that anonymity of the computer. You know, everybody has a plan to get punched in their face. And everybody does a lot of crap on the internet because they think they can get away with it. But in real life, these are the cowards you face. They call you a coward online, but wouldn't even say hi to you in real life. You know? Anyway, now, what was that? 5? How many I'm gonna do? I don't know. I'm just kind of freestyling this. I just felt like I felt inspired. You know what I mean? Just right now, I feel like, man, I know a lot of young men are going through hell right now. So let me give them some tips to go through this shit. Forget the number. I'm just gonna be real and talk. So understand, young men, that the world is against you. Don't let nobody tell you different. This world is against you. This world despises you. This world will try to break you. This world will try to shape you and form you into something that you're not. And this world will make sure that you're going through hell. You have to understand that we live in unprecedented times. We live in times where there's robots walking the streets. You can go to China right now and you see all these robots in China. Hell, you see robotics here in America. I was watching this one YouTube short with this one guy. This little Wally looking robot comes up to have blue eyes and comes up to this guy in the park, and this robot's like, please, you gotta leave. And this guy was like, what? I'm just sitting here, I'm tired. And it's like, please, you gotta go. And then so he gets up, he points and the robot looks that way, and he gets up, he gets behind the robot and starts like dancing behind it. It's so funny. See, the robots look cute at first. You see the robotic the robotic integration has to seem innocent when they show you pretty little robots and they're dancing and flopping around. But deep inside of a sensitive installation like Area 51, they got robots that look like humans. They got robots that bleed. That's classified information. That's compartmentalization that's compartmentalization of classified information. Do you understand? You see, I told you I come from a military background, right? So I can't tell everything, right? But there's certain people that I've talked to that have been on military bases that said some of these military bases have like some of them have like their own type of internet in some of these classified sectors, meaning that they have their own internal computer systems, their own internal computer codes that are not accessible by the public, right? Like if you ever been on a military installation, like the one that deals with sensitive information, put it that way. They have their own little internet that's that is separate from the regular public internet. Remember, the internet started from DARPANET. Remember, the original internet was for military utilization and integration. Remember that. Then they made it public so they can spy on everybody and see what you're doing, right? That's why there's been an accumulation of mass information from the public population. They want to see what you're thinking, what you're planning, what you're doing, so they can try to counter it. So that means that they probably fear the divine spark. They probably fear our revenge against the demiurge and their dark rulers and their masters, our revenge against Satan and his demons and all those evil beings, and all those beings that tormented us and destroyed us when we were low. And also remember this, there's a reason why you feel sad in this world, because you're probably a divine spark. There's a reason why you don't think like an NPC or think like a normie. It's because you see the world for what it is. This is a cruel, evil, wicked place. I think it was Lonely Black Pillar. I think I was watching this channel, and I seen on the shorts, it was this one Asian guy, and he was saying like, why fight for a country when you can't even get laid, when the girls look at you and despise you? That was some of the realest shit I've heard. That's real. Why fight for a country where you're not respected, where you're neglected, where you're rejected, where men like us are thrown to the side and thrown to the curve? Nobody gives a damn. I've had family members that were in the military, and I have and that's another thing. I have a lot of military friends and police friends, and people don't even realize that. And I got street ninjas as well. Like I have a myriad of people. I got family in biker, I don't want to call it a gang, but biker organizations. Yes, I have blood family members that are involved with biker organizations. I'm not going to say who, name, or what, but yes, I have that. I got family members that are ex-Air Force, and yeah, I'll leave it there. Even got an uncle that was on a SWAT team. So I be around a lot of stuff like that, right? And one thing I can say is this: if you're a guy in this position, make sure you uphold your Second Amendment rights, right? Because it's going to get real in the future, and you have to protect yourself and your family from any type of evil and wickedness in this world. You don't know what kind of people. Look, I got people right now that's listening to my voice that if they could, they would delete me out of existence, and I haven't done nothing to these people but mind my business and just talk on the internet. And something that I said affected these people so much that they can't get over. I'm always on their mind, you know you're on somebody's mind when they sit there and just they make all types of forms of stuff about you all the time. It's like, this person is weird. This is the type of person I gotta watch out for, because this is the type of person that they may show up at your show and try to do what happened to my baby girl Christina Grimmie. So I gotta be on point, So it's like, Do I really want to use my full power that I really have? Because if I really want to get to the bottom of this, I could. I got police in my family. I got police friends. And I'm not joking. You think I'm joking? I'm dead serious. Do I really want to push this issue? I could. But my focus is actually on um, economic stabilization and acceleration. Right? So, and I've read a lot of military books as well and military doctrines. I've read documents that, oh, I can't say that, but there's certain things that are eyes only, and that's all I'll say. Anyway, um, yeah. Anyway, this sick prison paradigm we find ourselves in, we have to be extremely strong because life is a battle and a war for young men in this day and age. You have to always have our thinking caps on. We have to always be aware that there's always some nefarious forces around us that are trying to drown us and trying to down us. And we have to be careful of that. It's perplexing that we live in a world, or we live in America, living in the United States. I grew up in California, you know, and it's interesting to see what happened to this world, right? It's interesting to see that this country, which is the wealthiest country in the world, is giving all of its wealth to external forces and not giving the wealth to the people that need it. And we need, look, man, I'm gonna be real. Fuck all this bullshit. I'm tired of trying to dance around YouTube's guidelines, rules, and regulations. I'm sick of it. This is why I'm gonna start a Patreon where I can be raw, real, and uncut. But as a man, you need pussy. I'm just gonna say it. Fuck it. As a man, that's what you need. You need a wife, or you need a woman. You need a girl that can hold you down. That's what you need. That's what you need as a man. Don't let nobody dance around it. Oh man, just and I don't want to diss the homie, but um, having artificial intelligence girlfriends is one thing, talking to an AI, but I can't screw an AI. I can't have an AI tell me that, oh, baby, I love you. Hey, baby, I baked you some blueberry muffins. Here you go. And a girl showing you love and showing you that genuine affection. It's much more than sex, man. How come some people are just so ignorant? And people leaving comments, oh, bro, just get an escort. It's like, are you... I can tell you're a fool because it's not just about getting an escort. It's about the emotional things that come with it, the love, the connection, the feeling of having a woman love you and hold you. You know, that's something that's just like wow. And waking up in the morning and seeing her with a dress on and she ain't got no panties on underneath. You like, I'm about to have a little. I'm about to have a morning snack. Even you catch my drift for real. I'm about to hit it from the back and eat it like a Scooby snack. Shit, that's real. That's real. So I don't know, man, but the next time I engage in sexual alleviation, I'm gonna tear it up. That's for real. I don't care if I bust. I'm gonna keep on going. I'm gonna bust. I'm gonna bust several times. I'm gonna keep going. It's gonna be. I'm serious. And young men, let me tell you something. For guys like us, we're not the most handsome guys. We're not the most wealthiest guys. We're the rejects of our family. We're the rejects of our community. A lot of us are the rejects of, our demographics, meaning that even people in our own people that look like us, even they reject us. We're like a race of our own. But even amongst them, you have these people that, they have these racist undertones. Let me tell you something. And let me make this clear and concise. The reason why sometimes I talk about the Führer, is because that was somebody that seen exactly what was going to happen today. Look, I'm a black man, but I think Adolf Hitler, he at least shook Jesse Owens' hand. The United States president of America didn't even bother to congratulate Jesse Owens when he came back from what was it? The 1936, was it the 1936 Olympics in Berlin? I could be wrong. I think it was the 1936 or one of them, 1936, 1937 is when Berlin held the Olympics and the black man Jesse Owens won or whatever. And Adolf Hitler actually acknowledged him. Meanwhile, the United States president didn't acknowledge him. And you want to talk about Nazi Germany? Did you not know that Adolf Hitler got the idea of the concentration camps from what happened after the slaves in America were supposed to be free? Have you ever heard about the Devil's Punch Bowl? Google it. Huh? Do you think? Do you not know once the black slaves in America were released, they had no help at all? And then they created these loitering laws. If you weren't working, you didn't have a job, they'd throw you in prison, which created the modern day prison industrial complex, which they got prisoners in California fighting fires, prisoners in California, prisoners around the world making labor for cheap. They're paying these prisoners pennies on the dollar just so they can avoid the term slavery. But that's exactly what it is, right? And then now it turns to the 9 to 5 job. The 9 to 5 is modern day servitude. You know, it's the same as medieval England. You have the kings, you have the merchants, you have the priests, you have the knight class, you have all that. You have all that. Then you have the peasants at the bottom that are basically the bloodline of the country, right? And the 9 to 5 job is the bloodline of the country. You, when you go to work every day, you work your ass off, or maybe you don't. Whatever, it doesn't matter because the CEO doesn't work hard at all. That's why they get millions of dollars. Come on, stop it. Man, let me tell you something. When you're a regular person trying to make it, and you don't have no connections to no Freemason societies and no secret societies, that's hard. Hell, even in the military, they got certain secret societies that you can get invited to. But it's only invite only, and I had no, I'll talk about that on Patreon, right? Where I can really be raw, right? But just put it this way: the world is but a stage. I think that's what Shakespeare said, right? And all these major players, these presidents, which are puppets, you know what I mean? That's why do people vote? I never voted once in my life. I didn't even vote for Obama. Even back then, I was talking about Obama being a Satanist. You know what I mean? I was saying it then. That's a conspiracy theory. I'm just an ignorant normie NPC, and there's nothing going on. There's no demiurge. That's just cope. Okay, then what is it cope for? I don't know. I didn't do no research. I'm just saying it because that's what I feel. You're talking about what you feel. I'm talking about what I saw, what I know, what I heard, what I've seen. I've seen demons for real. I know there's a spirit world. I've seen things that will scare the shit out of you. For those people that don't believe. I've heard things call my name in the night, and I knew that wasn't that person because that person's been deceased for years. Understand? So ain't nobody gonna tell me what I know and what I don't know. When I talk to people, when I talk to people that, I don't know if I should say that, but people that were around military weapons depots, and there was poltergeist activity in these military bases. Some of these military bases, they have poltergeist activity. It's the truth. I've talked to soldiers who actually were stationed in certain places, and they've seen things, they've heard things. Hell, even the base commander, tell them just ignore it, and as long as something doesn't touch you or try to attack you, just ignore it. If it becomes two, whatever, just get away from that area for now. For real. But you will never hear this on the Fox News, huh? You'll never hear that. You'll never hear about Skinwalker Ranch on Fox News, huh? There's demons and evil spirits all around us right now. And they're watching us, loosing us, putting evil thoughts in our mind, trying to scare us, trying to break us down. We got to stand strong as men in this position. Look at me. I've been through hell and back. I've had motherfuckers dox me, and the motherfuckers are still listening and watching my channel. What the hell? What kind of sick obsession do you have? You would try to screw somebody's life over and then keep watching their channel? You're a fan. I don't want nothing to do with you, though. You're lucky I can't, I don't want nothing to do with you at all. Leave me the hell alone. I didn't even bother you in the first place. You bothered me first. You people attacked me first. I've done nothing but mind my business and keep on speaking to young men who are going through mental health crisis. Because that's my goal, because I wish I would have had somebody when I was 20 years old speaking like how I'm speaking now. But YouTube wasn't big as it is now when I was in my early 20s. A lot of you guys in your early 20s, YouTube is probably all you've known. You've known YouTube since you were 10 years old. When I was 10, there was no YouTube. Huh? When I was a youngster, we didn't have YouTubers to watch. When I was a youngster, kids played outside, not Fortnite or not nothing like that. When I was young, I was playing Halo 2 and Gears of War and all that stuff. You know, Grand Theft Auto, the real Call of Duties before it started the skill-based matchmaking cheat system, you know, that they have now where you see the guy and pop him at him first and then you'll still fall to the ground. It's like, what? I know I got him first, and your bullet just magically does less damage. That's why I stopped playing Call of Duty. I only play when I get that Call of Duty itch. And even then, the older Call of Duties are so much better, you know, right? So, young men, understand that we are in a war. We're in a war of our minds, our souls, and our destinies. You gotta be strong. Look at me. I'm the example. People talk crap about me, but they would never survive a day in my shoes. I'm stronger than them mentally, physically, and spiritually. They parasite off of me. They need me. If I stop making content and disappear, they got nothing to talk about. They'll still be making videos about me 10 years from now. Black pill villain. Yeah, and black pill villain. If you look at these people and realize there's some fat, ugly nerd that never even had a girl look their way. I'm not a virgin. They are. I've had sex before. You know? Few times. But it's been a while, you know? Right? But these guys, they haven't never touched a woman in their life, and they're 40 years old, making trolling videos, and they'll never evolve beyond that. I can blow up and become a famous rap star. What are they going to do then? Parasite off of me some more, but I'll be so famous and rich, I'm not going to even notice you or care about you, because I don't even do it now. This world is a sick place, and we have to stay strong, young men. You are stronger than what you give yourself credit for. Give yourself some damn credit. You're a man that went years without having a woman. You ain't weak. You got to deal with your family every day. You wake up and you go to work every day. You come back home, maybe your mom and dad don't even acknowledge you. You're like, damn. You want to tell your mom and dad, hey, I'm working on a book. They're like, uh-huh. They don't even acknowledge it. Because people don't give you credit until they actually see it being created. You know, when you're trying to create something, everybody doubts you. Everybody talks shit. People don't care until they actually see you in that mansion, see you with the girl, see you in a Ferrari, see you as a millionaire. They don't care if you just talk about it. People have to see it, you know? But yeah, man, I hope you guys have an excellent night, and I wish I had some kush, but you know, it is what it is. I thank you guys all for watching my channel. And I was talking to a bigger YouTube, and I didn't understand how big 40,000 watch hours were. But I talked to this YouTuber, and he said, bro, you got 40,000 watch hours in less than a year while homeless. He's like, there's people that got 2-story houses and nice neighborhoods, and they try to make YouTube every day. They've been trying for years, and they never get monetized. They've been trying for years, and they never get, you know, all this. But it's like, you know, it's like the doxing or whatever made me go harder. It's like, you know, and so these people, without realizing it, actually helped me. Got me monetized. You know, now I got YouTube support. So all this mass reporting channels and all that, you know, I already talked to the YouTube support. They said they handle that. They got systems in place and they got people watching the channel to make sure. So if any, you know, so I've done my due diligence, right? Right? So now I just want to help young men not end up in the same position that I'm in, because it's absolutely horrendous and horrible. You guys take care. Peace.